We're going to move from the front end of Joomla, if you like the web facing end of Joomla, to the back end of Joomla. Site administrators have access to go to the back end, and we specifically have to go to there to create new galleries in the gallery for photographs and videos, create new categories if we want to for the forum, and also, and most importantly, to edit the tables, to be able to add the race results into the tables. So to get to the back end of Joomla, you can do it from the front end entry. So when you're logged in as a site administrator, you click on the site administrator tab. It will take you to the login pane where you will type in your site administrator login, exactly the same as you would do in the front end. It's the same user ID, but you have to type it in again. It takes you to the site administrator panes. You can see here that the white screen comes up showing that you're logged into the website, and you're also logged in to the administrator side of the back end. And really, there are a series of menu options that you can access from the back end that sort of enable you to do the various tasks that you need to do here. We're not going to focus on all of the entries of the back end at the moment. You can go and have a play with them, but I'll go through some of the highlights. In the user section, you can log in and look at all of the user IDs that are registered to the site. I'm not going to do that because it shows you the people's user IDs, which it's not prudent to do in a publicly available video. But it shows you their user IDs. It will show you whether they are active or inactive when they logged in, when they last used the login. You can go in as an administrator and correct or edit people's passwords and your own password, and then save it. So if somebody's having problems and they want the password changing, you can do it as a site administrator, or they can request it themselves. So what I will show you are the access levels. We talked about this before. The access levels are public, registered, site administrator, site test users, and special. So they align to the access levels that we talked about when we were looking at the articles, editing the articles. You have a series of menus. So the top menu relates to the individual web page menus, the tabs at the top of your page. The main menu are these menus here, and the user menu are the ones that are specific to the site administrator. So you can see here each of these are the web pages as we discussed. There is also a user menu and a top menu. We don't use the hidden menu, so you can ignore that for the time being. The article manager, this is where all the individual articles are stored. We're only interested in articles that are published. If it's not published, then it's not visible either to us at the front end as users, or to back end. It is viewable to back end users, but they're not currently live or have the ability to be live on the site. Only published articles can be on the site. But you can see that if we go into the latest news entry, if you remember right at the start, we edited the latest news entry. It's an identical view. It's the back end view of what you edited in the front end. So when you were making changes to the front end, it's exactly the same. And you can see that the site access is public, and again you could change it to any option that you wanted. Components are extensions to the product that have been downloaded and installed, and enable us to do various administration tasks on the enable us to have new features on the site. So things like versions, which we talked about earlier, the ability to have multiple versions in case you make a mistake and need to back out. That's an extra component that was downloaded from open source developers and has been added into the site to make administration easier. We will talk about components in some of the other articles, specifically around the forum, the gallery, and tracks. Tracks being the race tables. That's all I'm going to say at the moment. What I would say is that if you want to view the site, if you make a change in the back end and you want to view a site, if you click on the View Site icon, it adds and it automatically creates a new tab with the site on it. To log out, you just click on the Log Out button and it will take you back to the administrator login.